Good morning, I am swollen. It is now 3 days post-surgery and I'm back at home in England. I flew home yesterday evening from Istanbul back to the UK, and actually an issue that I had at the airport is that I don't look like my passport photo. So airlines have various security checks where they will check your face against your passport to ensure you are who you say you are. Obviously, when you travel with surgery, you are going to look different, and the face recognition technology they use may not work the same way. So I actually was held up on the way to my flight home because I had to be passed through different members of staff to confirm my identity. The problem that I had is that my passport photo is from 9 years ago when I was brunette. I've had eyelid surgery and nose surgery since then, and I've also had a mole removed from my face. I'm blonde and swollen from a hair transplant surgery. As I began to swell in the evening, and the flight on the plane made me just swell from the pressure in the cabin even more so. I've also developed 2 black eyes, which is perfectly normal and nothing to worry about. It's fully expected that you swell within the first 72 hours, and hopefully this is the full extent of it, and it will continue to go down from here on out. So at the airport, as a way to confirm my identity, whilst I didn't look like my passport photo, I was able to show a driving license, which I had stored on my phone anyway for moments when you need it. However, this photo was from 8 years ago, and I also didn't look like that photo. They then asked me to confirm my signature by signing on a piece of paper, which they compared using a handwriting comparison. That wasn't quite enough to convince them that I am who I say I am. So finally, they asked to see a mole that was on my face, which I'd had removed. So very glamorously, I wiped my face to show a tiny scar where my mole used to be, and that was enough for them to believe that I am myself. So do bear in mind, if you do travel when you are having surgery abroad and it does impact on face recognition, even on your phone to unlock, that you have passcodes written down, security passwords written down, and you also take an alternative form of ID to bring you through security so that you don't miss your flight. It held me up by around 10 to 20 minutes, which wasn't a major inconvenience, but something that I hadn't actually prepared for, as even when I've had other surgeries, this was never a problem for me, but was this time, as I believe the amount of swelling from the surgery for hair transplantation caused me to look unlike my passport. The second day after my surgery, I definitely had lots of tingling sensations across my scalp, where some areas are still quite numb, some are itchy, but I would have these kind of tingly, almost like tinkling the keys on a piano. It would just crawl across me and I would shudder as the sensation and the blood flow returns to the hair follicles. And that was definitely a sensation that I felt yesterday. Lots of tingling and twinkling and ooh. Today, however, swelling is the main symptom. So I've gone from the first day with the local anaesthetic, still keeping it quite numb and sleeping wonderfully. The second day, not such a good sleep, as I had tingling sensations and became more aware of the areas that had been treated. And today I have had the swelling, the blackness and bruising around my eyes, and puffiness. It feels like there is tension behind my eyes. I am aware that people develop headaches from having hair transplantations. I haven't got a headache yet, touch wood, but I do have this pressure around my eyes, which just makes me want to close them. I will be using lots of cool compresses under the eyes to keep it away from where the grafts have been put in, to be able to bring down the swelling and follow my guidelines of aftercare now that I'm in the UK. I can of course speak to Get More Hair at any time. I've informed them of my leaving Turkey and coming home, and they've been in touch with me every step of the way to answer any questions and concerns that I have, and to give me reassurance that I am healing as I should, to be able to send photos over of my progress, and at any time to ask whatever concerns I should have. So I've eaten and I've taken my medication for this morning after having had breakfast. This is something that I have to do for the first 7 hair washes. So from the 8th hair wash onwards, the scabs will be removed from my transplanted area by using a soft massage technique. For the first 7 hair washes, I will simply be patting the area, not using any friction or abrasion. So they do actually have a tutorial on YouTube which can be watched, and it's known as Cosmetica Hair Wash on their official YouTube channel. I will put the link in the bio to this video so that you can find it. This is a 2-step procedure that I must follow in order to keep my hair clean with the special treatments that I have been given from the clinic. This is my medical foam spray. It says on the box that it has been developed for sensitive skins. It protects the skin's barrier and keeps it flexible, moist, and quickly relieves. The protective layer plays a very important role when exposed to unfamiliar effects caused by external factors such as sun and wind. Moisturizer and repair foam helps to nourish and moisturize the skin. It takes a total of 5 to 6 sprays for each use, and smooth circular massages with fingertips are used to spread and spray the product onto the skin. But we're going to be using a gentle patting sensation for the first week. Now, given that it's actually winter in the UK, it's really cold here and has been raining. So when I landed, it wasn't hot at all. Whilst in Istanbul, Turkey, it was beautifully sunny and bright and lovely and warm in comparison. It was around 21 degrees in November. We had some coffee on the rooftop prior to catching our flight. We went to a Starbucks around the corner, and actually while sitting in the sun, I could feel it on my skin, so I just moved into the shade. You want to avoid sun exposure, avoid steam and heat, excessive heat, anything that would make you sweat and cause bacteria such as working out or anything of high intensity. You want to keep your head elevated so that the blood flow runs down rather than into the face. But obviously when you get onto a plane, the pressure of being in the cabin will cause more swelling to happen, and it's something that you simply cannot avoid, but you can minimize through just being very active, sitting upright and taking exercise, but also resting properly. Onto the hair foam, I'm going to apply this now. I have clean hands. I will be spraying 5 to 6 pumps onto the hairline, which must soak in. So the foam is to be sprayed onto where the grafts have been transplanted, including on my eyebrows, and you leave it there for 30 minutes to soak in. Instantly so cool and soothing, it feels lovely. When I was at the clinic, they were able to put a hairnet over me just to hold it there, but here I'm just going to leave it on my face. I'm also going to take a small dot from the excess foam and make sure I apply that to the middle of the eyebrows here, where I have had my grafts. I'm then going to gently pat it in to make sure that each graft is covered, and also into my hairline where it extends back to here. It doesn't feel sore or anything, it's just the sensation of tiny, tiny scabs where the grafts are so fine. Lots of tiny scabs which you mustn't massage until hair wash number 8, when you are then looking to remove them from the scalp. So I will leave this for 30 minutes and then I will be able to just hop into the shower as normal using a warm water, so not hot and not cold, a warm water to be able to just rinse it through and remove the solution from my scalp. Step 2 of the process says that at the same time as you apply your foam, continue with the next step, which will help to remove the foam completely. So you're using the medical shampoo. This can be applied to the entire head. Foam the shampoo with your hands and apply it to the transplanted area to wash sensitively. Apply shampoo to the donor area and wash with a normal hair massage. So this will also now be put on top of my hair and covered over my entire head. There are a few steps to follow here for information purposes. Make sure that you wash your hair with warm water without any pressure for the first 2 weeks. Hot or cold water may cause damage to the transplanted grafts. Avoid rubbing or scratching the transplanted area, and do not use a hairdryer for drying your hair. I will leave it to dry naturally. Use a paper towel to dry your hair after washing it. If you feel an itchy sensation or pain in the donor area, you can apply foam to that area. At the moment, I have no itchiness, I have no pain. It's just a small tightness from the scabs, which is completely normal and no different to, like my kitten, scratching me on the arm and causing a small cut. It feels no different just because it's on my head. After the 7th hair wash, I then have to take photos of my hair from different angles and send it back to the clinic for them to consult. Directly after the hair transplantation, you should lay on your back for the first week to sleep. You can wear a forehead band for the first 2 days. It's recommended that you do not smoke for the first 3 days. Avoid alcohol and intercourse for the first 7 days, any dusty environments, and protect your head against any impact. Avoid sports, fitness and steam baths, swimming, activities and sunbathing for 1 month. And make sure that scissors are used to cut your hair for the first 6 months, as clippers or shavers may damage your hair. Your hair can be coloured after 6 months, and it's normal to feel itchy, pain or swelling for the first days, but it will pass. This is the hydrating shampoo, which I must put into my hands and then rinse all over my head, which will be washed off in the shower in a moment. So it's a clear gel that goes onto the hair. Every area will be patted, gently put through. Where I'm using a saline spray in the hair, it's salt water, saline, and it makes the hair as if you've been to the beach all day. It feels quite crunchy and crispy because the salt water is in the hair. So even though it's there to keep the skin softened and moist, it does dry out your hair and make it feel as if you've just worn lots of hairspray. So it's nice to be able to wash it right before I put more saline back in my hair throughout the day anyway. So I'm being careful to gently apply the shampoo here with soft patting motions. And my hair that is left, that hasn't been shaved, feels very comfortable. It doesn't hurt, it isn't sensitive. It's, I'm able to tie it up, I'm able to hold it, ensuring that everything is covered. My donut area here. As I rinse it with water also, this will bring the product down and help to clean the entire area. So the shampoo is in, the rest I will do once I'm in the shower and I can gently let the water run through it and then just pat it dry afterwards. So whilst I'm waiting for that to soak in and before I hop in the shower, I will look at some frequently asked questions, which is also in the medical information pack that I received for my aftercare. The first question is, when will the hair begin to grow after the hair transplant? It will take 2 to 6 weeks for the donor area of my head to grow back. Implanted hairs will start to come out around 3 to 4 months later. 6 months later, it will complete 70% of its growth, and 12 months later, it will be 100% complete for results. It may take up to 1.5 years for the transplanted hair on the apex to give maximum results. The next question is, will there be a scar left after the operation? There will be no scars in the donor area. The redness on the donor area will disappear within 15 days to 1 month. The biggest advantage is that it leaves no scars, but you may see empty spots from where the hair was taken. What can I do to cover my original hairs from hair loss, and how can I support the transplanted hair follicles long term? The answer is, in our clinic, we recommend to all patients to use the support products. These products prevent hair loss of your original hair. So now we'll look at post-treatment for the first year after my surgery here. So after the end of 7 days washing process, it's recommended that you use their follow-up products for the period of a year to protect, strengthen and support your original hair as well as the transplanted hair. After the first week to the end of the month, you can use the medical shampoo daily, which I've just put on in this video. So therapy shampoo can be used for a year. It's recommended that you wash your hair once every 2 days with the medical shampoo and do not use it directly on your head, massaging it into a foam and washing it with a lot of water. I have all of my aftercare hair vitamins in here. These include the complex formula tablets, which are a multivitamin to be taken once a day, 1 week after I've had my hair transplant. A biotin tablet, which is also a vitamin, taking a pill once a day, 1 week after the hair transplant. And an anti-hair loss serum, which has plant stem cells and plant multivitamins, as well as amino acid. We spray the hair once a day, 3 to 5 puffs, 1 month after the hair transplant, and leave it in for 5 hours. So that's maybe on a Sunday when you're at home relaxing. You can put the hairspray in and leave it to enrich and nourish and nurture the hair. Also, there is a finasteride tablet, which is recommended for hair loss. You take a quarter of a pill every 2 days, 1 week after the hair transplant, and all of these items you use for the total of a year. Those are my aftercare information. I'm gonna hop in the shower and get on with my day. I have a case to unpack and children to hug. Ready to settle back into everyday life with my friends and family. I will keep you updated on my progress, and remember to visit my blog tracykiss.com, where you will be able to see a day-by-day diary of my healing process and recovery, and ultimately my new hair.